Hi, happy Sunday afternoon. This video and the next few videos are themed When Love Feels Scary. When love feels scary. So I've been jotting down ideas, things that I can write about. And yesterday I had a very productive brainstorming session, and I'm being reminded how much I enjoy the process of writing, and it includes researching and writing down random words and then deviating from whatever my main assignment is to research other things that I've been considering, and seeing how they're different and or can overlap with whatever is in my present slot of attention. So as I was brainstorming for a particular assignment, I worried about if I had enough to complete the task at hand, right? And so some things that came up for me were like, okay, but this doesn't make sense to me. How am I going to connect these like pieces of information? I felt somewhat limited. And then so I was like, I don't know, randomly I was like, let's look up this concert, and like bought a ticket for a concert. And then I was like, oh my gosh, what if, and then all these other concerns came up. And then the thought came to me like, okay, but what if everything goes okay? Like, what if we didn't worry about the things that we're attempting to try? You know, why don't we picture everything going well? How would that make a difference, right? And then I was like, what would help me to not feel as anxious or not feel as afraid? So I wrote down things that I needed to buy, upcoming movies that I want to watch at the theater, things that I need to do today. And of those things, so far I've gotten 2 things done. One I'm in the process of doing, and then once I'm done doing this, I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3 of the other things. And then I wrote down things for the month that I don't want to do anymore. Things for the month that I want to try not to do anymore. One really big thing for me that keeps me from living more lovingly, embracing love in my life, is the idea of the unknown. I'll look back at my history and believe that it'll repeat itself. So I wrote down ways that I can embrace the unknown, And it includes making my plans, but then trusting that most of the things have the chance of going in my favor, and remaining flexible, adaptable, and fluid when things don't go as I've planned them, and the challenges that are presented thereof. And then another way that I can embrace the unknown, fear of the unknown keeps me from living more authentically and embracing the love that I say that I want. If I can get to a place where I own my ability to make choices and act in my best interests, if I can get to a place where I believe that I can make positive choices for my life and behave in ways that are appropriate for me and the things that I say that I want, I can then trust myself and trust that the plans are working out for my good. And then I won't feel as afraid. And then also acknowledging that the fears that come up are valid. I wrote down some of my fears. Some of my fears include staying stagnant, not learning my lessons, not living my life fully, not being and becoming who I am, and operating from this place of fear actually like further develops the fear, and I just stay there. Okay, I wrote a lot of stuff. And then I was like, let me see how many pages this is. This is good, you know, get all the stuff out of my system. 15 pages. Yeah, and so something I posted online, and then that post triggered me a little bit because I was like, oh my gosh, there goes an imperfection, I can see it. That's funny because like the thing that I was posting is supposed to be like very like uplifting, right? I'll be trying. And then I was like, no, edit. But then it was like, well, I don't want to do that more than I already have, you know? And so I just had to sit there and like the uncomfortableness of like not being able to like fix the thing that I thought was wrong, right? And then feeling like that heat, being like, ugh, like, no, you know? And then I just was like, breathe, like cool it. And that took like a little minute. I got there though. But I've had moments where I didn't take that pause and then later regretted that, you know? And then I'm always like, I'm doing too much, I'm not enough. I'm doing too much, I'm not enough, you know? And kind of learning how to soothe that. Even now still presents me with challenges. You know, I'm like, okay, what if I'm repeating the same stuff? What if I'm not being understood? You know, it doesn't look or sound like, I know. Yeah, I was like, the paradox is that the change that I need to make is accepting that I don't need to change necessarily. You know what I mean? Like, and I was like, really? Like, I'm just gonna sit with who I am now as I am now and like really believe that in the core depth of me, you know? And so yesterday and the day before that, I cried about it. I cried about it. I cried about it. I cried about it. You know, wanting to like feel that, you know, and grieving and saying sorry, 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 I'm sorry, I'm sorry, you know, for not believing that about myself. Like, I don't need to do anything other than be who I am right now, you know. And it's crazy because like I say it, right? I say it, I write it down, I affirm it, you know. Okay, this is what I wrote down. When love feels scary, I'd gotten so used to rejection that my biggest challenge now is living in acceptance. Believing that what I pray for and hope for and wish for can and is happening for me. Aligning my words and works with that reality. You know. Yeah. Yeah. The scariest part is looking at myself in the mirror and seeing my good enough. That's the scariest part. Watching these videos back and seeing and hearing and feeling my good enough. You know, that's the scariest part. The scariest part is saying out loud, you know, I want healthy and loving relationships. I want to work towards that, continue to work towards that and accept that and embrace the people and the experiences that are offering me that what I want, you know. That's the scariest part. So then I was like, ooh, let's open up an Etsy shop. It's like, I need to do something. I need to feel useful, you know. I need to, you know, have my hands in something, you know, productive and positive, you know. And so I circle back to my ideas and my dreams and my you know, my entrepreneurial spirit, you know. So I made a list for that too, and I'm excited about that. Yeah. Yeah. I've gotten reminders yesterday and today that I am a writer, and I want to exercise that. And I learned again that boundaries are blessings, guardrails are gifts. Yes. So I am going to go get my car washed, go to the store, clean up a little bit, submit my assignment on time, upload this video, watch a show, get ready for the week, and I'll be back soon and I'll share some more. Love you. Peace.